Our time along the border was brief compared to those who spend their entire lives on the line.
Perhaps more than anyone else, they see the challenges here and they have to live with them. 9 on Your Side's Kevin Keene joins us now, and of course we're talking about ranchers.
Yes, the dozens of ranchers in southern Arizona that live along this border. I asked one for his perspective on what life is like today. He says just in the last couple of years, he's noticed a dramatic shift in who and what comes across the border into his backyard. John Ladd and his family have traveled these dusty roads for 5 generations. This is their home, their livelihood, San Jose Ranch, 14,000 rolling acres, 127 years of a family's hard work and hardened hands.
If you don't like doing that, then ranching isn't what you need to do.
A healthy herd, open spaces, and something special, a neighbor that's a different country.
Our southern boundary of the ranch is Mexico.
San Jose Ranch sprawls west of the town of Naco, north of Mexico. The 57-year-old took us on a bumpy ride to the international boundary, a source of never-ending changes to life on this ranch. Decades ago, Ladd says illegal border crossers weren't on his radar. 5 years ago, he saw them in large numbers.
They jump the wall, cross our ranch, get to that ride, and they're gone.
But more recently, that has changed. Do you know why you've seen fewer people, smaller groups?
Well, my first opinion is that our economy isn't very good right now, so there really isn't a lot of work for them.
Now Ladd says some are doing a different kind of work, smuggling drugs. Ladd knows that people, smugglers, and sometimes trucks are crossing the line. You can see this fence, it's now repaired, was torn down because 2 vehicles drove through. Ladd knows of a dozen trucks carrying drugs like marijuana that drove through the ranch last year. Ladd sees more drugs and fewer people, an observation that mirrors recent federal findings. From 2006 to 2011, Border Patrol apprehended about 250,000 fewer crossers in the Tucson sector, a dramatic 68% drop. Why? The agency pointed to changes in the U.S. economy and its success keeping immigrants from trying to enter. Even more dramatic during those same years, a surge in drug smuggling. The number of drug seizures rose by about 8,500, an 83% increase across all of the border. Most happened in the Tucson sector. The numbers show, and Ladd feels, new concerns along our border.
And my opinion is that's the danger for me and my family is the drug cartel. Anybody that's going to see them doing what they're doing, they're not going to let them stop them. And I'm on the ranch every day.
Ladd still feels safe here, but not like he did decades ago. A constantly changing landscape for southern Arizona's ranchers. Have you ever thought about not living here?
Nope. Never even crossed my mind. This is our ranch.
In Naco, Kevin Keene, KGUN-9 on Your Side. Ladd and I also talked about Robert Krantz, a 58-year-old rancher killed on his ranch in Arizona in 2010. Law enforcement first suspected it was a drug smuggler who took Krantz's life. I checked. The case remains unsolved. There are no new leads, and no one is behind bars.
Yeah, Kevin, I remember when that happened. We all do. What do ranchers have to say now, a few years later?
They still remember that day. They still remember Krantz, and he has become a powerful source of motivation for ranchers to push to make the border a safer place.
Kevin, thank you so much.